two. We're going to be getting comments up and running, and we're going to do the second half of the exhibit today. And I do believe that the exhibit is finished very soon from what I was understanding from one of the ladies at the desk. She was telling me that they actually extended this, which is really cool. So we're going to flip you guys around though. This is absolutely awesome. Again, this is the inside of the Smithsonian Castle. And the inside part here will be open until Labor Day. But the exhibit, which we're going to go see, is back here. Thank you. So, American Aspirations is the exhibit that we're going to see here, guys. And we checked out half of this yesterday. So, as you walk in here, you can see they do run this movie up top. And I did record that yesterday for you guys. For those of you joining today, though, I'm just going to read this sign for you here. It's about the exhibit. It says, American Aspirations, the United States, has been shaped by aspirational ideals, often shared but sometimes in conflict and contested since its founding. Much of who we are as a nation continues to be informed by the Declaration of Independence, where founders like Thomas Jefferson urged the newly formed Union to be a nation in pursuit of happiness, freedom, equality, and liberty. The nation's revolutionary birth inspired political possibilities, opened physical and intellectual frontiers, and presented new beginnings and opportunities. America's challenge and obligation is to fulfill, to expand access to, and to make concrete these founding ideals. To honor the 250th anniversary of the nation, the Smithsonian Institution is presenting the promise and aspirations of America expressed through a few of its most treasured objects. So that's what we're going to go in. We're going to see the second half. Now again, yesterday we got to do a lot of these plaques. We're going to start on this side of the room because we're going to start on this side of the room because we didn't get to do a lot. We didn't get to read a lot of these yesterday. So we are going to read. We did that half of the room for the most part yesterday. So today we're going to start over here. And here we have In Pursuit of Hope, guys. In Pursuit of Hope. So it says here, since its founding, Americans have returned again and again to the hope that their nation might stand as a city upon the hill, a beacon of light in a wider world. These American symbols and icons have indeed provided strength and hope during times of national, global, and personal hardship, inspiring a resilience of the spirit in millions around the world. So over here, we have the NBC Fireside Chat microphone. And this is the plaque here. So I'm going to read this for you guys. I'll just kind of show you everything. In Pursuit of Hope, Franklin D. Roosevelt, a symbol of hope. When Franklin D. Roosevelt entered the presidency in 1933, the nation was mired in an economic depression. Nearly a quarter of the workforce was unemployed, industrial production was down by a third, and the banking system was collapsing. Internationally, economic instability encouraged the rise of fascist governments, leading to the Second World War. By taking advantage of the best communication technology of his day, the radio, Roosevelt was able to lead, inspire, and assure Americans through many dark years as he projected a gallant, even joyous spirit through his fireside chats. And this bottom photo here says, Farm Security Administration photograph of a couple posed at home showing the centrality of radio in their lives, 1939. And then under here, this is President Franklin D. Roosevelt delivering a radio address behind a bank of microphones about 1936. And it says, I want to talk for a few minutes with the people of the United States about banking. So began his first fireside chat on March 12, 1933. Roosevelt delivered around 30 informal addresses over the radio through a cluster of microphones placed on his desk, including the NBC microphone. His ability to communicate directly and personally through the new medium, addressing each listener as a respected friend, gave FDR a powerful tool to gain public support. We'll go over here and we'll do the other half then. Oh, that one's still part of, okay. These are in pursuit of democracy. Those are in pursuit of hope. So let's finish. We'll finish this. I'll show you guys the case a while. And this is Roberto Clemente model bat and a baseball jersey worn by Roberto Clemente. And look, you can see his number there. And jersey. It's pretty cool, actually. And then over here is the plaque, and we'll read that in just a minute. There's a gentleman there, so I'm going to give him a second to enjoy, but I'll let you guys look at that. I am seeing Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon. We'll do this one. So here we have Liberty, transfer from the U.S. Capitol. It's a mini statue here. All right, so in pursuit of hope, it says here under the picture, New York, welcome to the land of freedom, an ocean steamer passing the Statue of Liberty, seen on the steerage deck from a sketch by a staff artist. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Emma Lazarus, November 2nd, 1883. A beacon of freedom. From its colonial beginnings to the present day, America has seen a refuge from oppression and a land for new beginnings. It was never open to all and often fraught with challenges for many. America still defines itself as a nation of nations and a land of immigrants. This model was designed by Frederick August Bartholdi and presented to the United States Capitol in 1884. The Statue of Liberty was dedicated on October 28, 1886 in New York Harbor and quickly became a symbol of America as a shelter for those seeking liberty and democracy. A gift from France, the statue was intended to celebrate American independence, the abolition of slavery, and the bonds between the two nations. Greeting a stream of new immigrants, the statue became a welcoming icon for those who looked to the United States as a refuge from oppression and a land of opportunity. This model was first displayed in the Capitol from 1884 to 1887. It was transferred to the Smithsonian in 1900. And then here's the photo. It says, immigrants crowded the deck of the SS Patricia arriving at the New York Harbor. And it was, the photograph was Edwin Levick, 1906. So that's the plaque there, guys. So sorry. So there's that statue. And then we're going to go back to Roberto Clemente here. And this one here is In Pursuit of Hope. This picture here, Roberto Clemente, who played 18 years for the Pittsburgh Pirates, became the first Latino to enter the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1973. courtesy of Jim Hansen, photographer, Look Magazine photograph collection. Whoever wants to know the heart and mind of America had better learn baseball. Jacques Barzin, 1954. Roberto Clemente and the Promise of America. Roberto Clemente was a Hall of Fame baseball player who was a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates for 18 years. Clemente entered the major leagues in 1955, just 8 years after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier that had kept baseball racially segregated since the early 20th century. Clemente carried the dual burden of being black and Latino, yet he thrived. He was a 15-time All-Star, the most valuable player in 1966, amassed 3,000 hits, and was the first Latino inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1973. In 1972, an earthquake devastated Nicaragua, killing thousands and leaving many more homeless and desperate. Clemente raised $150,000 in organized planes to carry 26 tons of food, medicine, and clothing. On his flight to Nicaragua, his plane crashed and he was killed. Clemente's life reveals much about America's complex relationship with diversity. Although born in the American territory of Puerto Rico, language and color provided challenges to overcome. Baseball became a way for Clemente and other Spanish-speaking athletes to carve out their portion of the American dream. Each hit, each run scored, and each play that evoked a cheer allowed those who could be considered different due to race, ethnicity, or language to become part of America's once favorite pastime and become a part of America. And then this here says, Roberto Clemente was committed to improving the lives of children in his native Puerto Rico. Photo by Les Banos, courtesy of the Clemente Museum. So that's Roberto Clemente. Now the next part of the exhibit is In Pursuit of Democracy. So we saw this kind of yesterday. This here is Abraham Lincoln and Harold Hamlin campaign banner. That's pretty cool. And it says here, In Pursuit of Democracy. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. President Abraham Lincoln, Gettysburg Address, 1863. Lincoln Campaign Banner. This campaign banner from Belfast, Maine, is but one of many created to help enliven the pageantry that characterized the mid-19th century elections. The 1860 presidential election tested American democracy. The central question was over the fate of slavery, a debate that had divided the country since its birth. In a narrow victory, Abraham Lincoln defeated his splintered opponents. Southern states rejected the results, questioning the very principle of national elections, and seceded from the United States. The costly Civil War that followed redefined the nation and nationalism, ended slavery, but not its legacy, and for many generations of Americans entrusted them with responsibility for preserving democratic ideals. These aspirations were poetically expressed in Lincoln's address at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery on November 19, 1863, at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And this here is Republican Presidential Campaign Print, 1860. And this here, Grand Torchlight Parade for Abraham Lincoln in New York City, October 3rd, 1860, with marching clubs, banners, bands, flags, and floats. It was reported to be the most stupendous pageant ever witnessed in the city. Engraving published in Harper's Weekly, October 13th, 1860. So again, that's the campaign banner there. And then this next exhibit here, Gospel Hymns number 2, owned by Harriet Tubman. So I'm going to zoom in a little on that for you guys. That is the Gospel Hymns book, and that is really cool. And I'm going to go over here. We're going to read this. In Pursuit of Fairness. Harriet Tubman's hymnal. So, Harriet Tubman was born enslaved in Dorchester County, Maryland, as Arminta Ross in 1822. She was known as Moses for her courageous efforts as a conductor on the Underground Railroad, leading nearly 100 enslaved individuals to freedom, during which she never lost a passenger. During the Civil War, Tubman served as a scout and a spy for the Union, where she helped lead the raid on Combahee Ferry that liberated 700 enslaved African Americans. When Tubman approached a location of the enslaved, she used spirituals such as "Steal Away to Jesus" and "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" to signal to them that the moment of their freedom was at hand. Though she could not read, hymns such as the ones in this book inspired and provided comfort to Tubman. The hymnal was kept in the family until it was given to Charles Bloxton, a notable collector of African American material culture, who donated it to the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture in 2009. Until the discovery of an image of a youthful Harriet Tubman, the few extant images were of an older, frail Tubman. So that's her right there. And this here says, Harriet Tubman, with her husband Nelson Davis, and adopted daughter Gertie Davis, and several individuals whom Tubman helped escape slavery. All right, this is more of the In Pursuit of Democracy here. It says, it is certain in theory that the only moral foundation of government is the consent of the people, but to what extent shall we carry this principle? John Adams, May 26, 1776. In 1776, I'm going to see if I can fix the lighting on this for you guys. Maybe that's, isn't that better? Okay, beautiful. Okay, In Pursuit of Democracy. All right, in 1776, the revolutionary generation declared that they would make the world anew. They would do without a king or aristocrats. They would create a new representative government that established the vote as a means for its citizens to express their will and confirm their sovereignty. It has been an uneven path with twists and turns, yet those revolutionary ideals helped transform the right to vote from the prerogative of a few to the right of many. So over here, we have George Washington's inaugural button there, and his candle stand there. And it says here, this is a portrait of George Washington by Rembrandt, Peale, 1795. George Washington's farewell address lamp. The true test of America's young democracy was not the election of George Washington as its first president, but rather the transfer of the office to its second president, John Adams. Until that moment, American democracy was only a concept. Near the end of Washington's second term, he published a farewell address in 1796, in which he urged all Americans to put aside regional and party divisions. According to Washington family lore, it was by light of this brass candle stand that he wrote this famous address. The lamp and other objects associated with George and Martha Washington were sold to the United States government in 1878 by Washington family descendants. The collection was maintained by the Patent Office until 1883, when it was transferred to the Smithsonian Institution. An inaugural souvenir, a commemorative brass button produced for the crowds who gathered in New York to witness the historic event of George Washington's presidential inauguration on April 30th, 1789 at Federal Hall. You can see this piece here, and it says, George Washington's farewell address was widely celebrated both at home and internationally as a testament to the promise of an American democracy thriving beyond a popular individual. Depicted on this bandana is Washington presenting his farewell address, surrounded by excerpts from his text. The bandana was produced by the W. Gillespie & Co. in Scotland in the late 1790s. It's actually pretty cool. we're going to try to. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay. I do believe we did that one. No, I think we skipped. Did we skip by it? Yeah, we skipped by this one yesterday. I was just trying to remember exactly how far we got. We did not get super far. So here, you guys can see this document here. So it says here, in pursuit of fairness, and it says, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Frederick Douglass, 1857. The secret of our success is that we never, never give up. Wilma Mankiller, Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, 1945 to 2010. The struggle to extend the benefits of freedom to all Americans has been the source of conflict, war, protest, and human loss. Yet, in the struggle to make a freer and fairer America, many have found both inspiration and tragic irony in the phrase, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Since the inception of the nation, African Americans fought to abolish slavery, achieve equality and freedom, and overcome segregation through a variety of means: legal recourse, political persuasion, public protests, and nonviolent demonstrations. The African American struggle provided plans and strategies for others to follow to ensure that American freedom was available to all. So here we're going to read about the document here. And this here says, Sagayawatha Red Jacket was a Seneca chief who belonged to the Wolf Clan. He led the effort to use this treaty as a way to protect the sovereignty of the Seneca Nation. In the case, as courtesy of the National Archives and Records Administration. Very nice. Peace and friendship are hereby established and shall be perpetual between the United States and the Six Nations. Article 1, Treaty of Canandaigua, 1794. So this is the whole plaque here, guys. We're going to read this off to you. Treaty of Canandaigua. The promise of liberty and freedom has often been elusive when it comes to native nations, and much of American expansion that has been at the expense of these nations. The Treaty of Canandaigua was signed on November 11, 1794, and is one of the earliest treaties between native nations and the United States. It confirmed peace with the Six Nations, also known as the Haudenosaunee or Iroquois Confederacy. The signatures of the leaders of the Six Nations, including the marks for Seneca chiefs Gayantwaka, Corn Planter, and Sagayawatha Red Jacket, and Ganiodayo Handsome Lake, I know those are pronounced wrong, along with that of President George Washington, signal the importance of this document. The treaty accepts the sovereignty of the Six Nations as a confederation right here. James can address the first intern there's some opportunity to just indigenous company first to land Plymouth to the flights of Amelia Earhart and Sally Ride, Americans have displayed a relentless drive to explore the vast reaches of the continents and the cosmos. Challenges and contested promises. very, very cool. And all right, and that concludes. All right, and that concludes this exhibit. For us. Yeah. Did you happen to find? Oh yeah, listen, no thank you. I'm gonna I actually want to put this in my backpack so that I don't lose it, because like I said, I'm gonna try going next door for a little bit and check out that check out the other part of your museum. And yeah, I know. It's so confusing with America 250, DC 250, Freedom 250.
I know.
And I'm like, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, they're all 250. We're just doing it.
There
Oh my goodness, is there room? There's room. We're going to make some. There it goes.
Sorry, I don't have the time.
No, it's fine. I try to travel light because, you know, you got to walk so much and everything else when you're down here. But I tried to tuck my water bottles and I got to pull up I have a waterproofed, I got a store bag to cover most of my electronics. Because yesterday when I came yesterday to see, and I only got to see half of the exhibit yesterday. That's why I wanted to finish it today.
Okay.
But it was the rain was so awful.
It was terrible.
Yep. So, thank you so much for your help, ladies.
Your patience.
Oh my gosh, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and 250 holiday season, because that's what I'm calling it. Thank you so much. All right, so, whoops, I'm about to fall to the floor, so just hang tight, guys. This back on, this back on. Beautiful. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna head out this way. I believe so. I believe so. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Here, I'll get this for you guys. You're very welcome. You have your hands full. Enjoy, guys. All right. I'm sorry that my live is skipping all over, guys. All right. Whew, we're going to come out here for a minute and just maybe take a quick break and have some water before we do the next museum. And then it sounds like we're going to pretty much go back the way we came. We're going to go back down that way. And the farmer's market should be over there somewhere on the left. So hopefully in a little bit. Okay. I gotta try to crack this water bottle here, guys. Sorry. Whoop. Okay. And I don't want to put you guys on the gimbal because we're going to go back inside another museum. And, oh, bananas. Okay. But, you know what we can do? We can go over here and show you guys the carousel. And look how different the mall looks from just a couple of weeks ago during 4th of July and the Great American Fair. Look at this. It's actually pretty dry here today considering how wet it was yesterday. It's good to see all of you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know the signal's a little sketch inside the castle there, but not much I can do about that. Now, I think this is the next building that we're going to go in. We're going to borrow the shade of this tree. We'll watch the carousel. And I'm going to drink this bottle of water before we go in. Let's see. Very cool. All right. Here we go, guys. I'm going to try and stand you up here a minute. See? I don't know that that's going to work, but we're going to try. So you guys can watch what's going on. Oop. It's not very helpful, is it? I wanted to prop you guys up just for a minute so I can drink my water. Okay, well, I don't know, guys. I guess you're gonna have to see if I can get the other battery out and use it to kind of stabilize you guys. Oh. I'm trying to do it so you guys can see the carousel, but it does not want. There we go. Okay. Take this backpack off a minute. Like I said, we're going to drink some water. And then we're going to go into the next museum over there. Hopefully. And get to see some more cool stuff before we try and go find the farmer's market and check that out. So again, hope you guys are enjoying the little hiatus there. I just need a minute, like I said, to rehydrate here. Oh. Okay. It's also good to give my footsies a break. So we did a lot of walking yesterday. And the carousel you guys are looking at, that's the restored carousel. Now, when we came down here for the Great American Fair, that was actually inside the fencing for the fair. And we actually rode the carousel, which was really cool. So if you're down here, it's $6 per rider. So it's just $6. It is part of the Smithsonian. And again, that is the restored carousel there. And it is absolutely beautiful. I love carousel horses. They're so cool. Again, guys, just trying to get this bottle of water in before we do the next museum. It's a lot of talking when we read those exhibits, but I think that's so cool that we were able to see that exhibit inside the castle before it ended. And from what I was understanding from the ladies at the desk earlier, they were saying that that exhibit actually got extended. It was supposed to be gone already, but we got lucky getting here to see it because all of those, as I can for you, because again, it is super cool to be celebrating America's 250th birthday. Again, we've been doing a lot of stuff here in the Capitol for you guys. They are doing a lot of limited time events and exhibits and things like that. Yesterday also, by the way, yesterday we did the Lincoln Undercroft, where I did not have a cell signal, so I'm going to put those pictures up for you guys. But there is an exhibit from USAA right now at the base of the Lincoln Memorial, and it is a military veterans memorial. So anybody that has served, their name is up on those walls, and it's pretty neat the way they do it. And you can look up a service member and they can put their name on the wall. I believe, if I remember correctly, it is only here until the 23rd. So those of you coming down for the race, you should be able to catch it that weekend if you get your butts over to the Lincoln Memorial. Also, if you want to see the Lincoln Undercroft, guys, you do need to get a ticket. You can get them in advance on the website for $1. Best dollar I've spent in a while. And if not, you can get them on the National Mall daily. They do have a certain amount that you can get. Not sure how all of that works. It is a first come, first serve basis. But it's only $1 to get your ticket for underneath. And it was definitely worth the $1 to do it online a little bit ahead of time. So it looks like this is a really big wing over here as I'm looking at it while we're sitting here. It is a beautiful day today compared to yesterday. Holy cow. Yesterday was awful. But today is actually pretty nice. Now, my jeans are going to be somewhat damp from kneeling on the ground here, but yesterday this same spot was completely flooded at one point. So this is kind of nice. Like I said, just enjoying the shade a minute, getting some water in, and then we will be on our way into the next exhibit. But I thought it would be neat to show you guys the carousel in motion here. Again, DC getting ready for the races in just another couple of weeks. And lots going on for the America 250, guys. A lot going on, so definitely cool, but oh, do I want to get up? Guess I'm gonna have to in a minute. All right, what do we got? One more swallow. One more swallow of water. I love all the vendors and stuff that are kind of popping up like miscellaneously on the mall. They're like not here any other time of year, but interesting. All right, water bottle down. Okay. Backpack back on. Oh. Holy goodness. All right. Okay, guys, let's grab you again. Now that building over there, that white structure, so yesterday I was trying to figure out what it was, and from what I understand and what I've been told, that's actually part of the grandstands for the races. So, just a cool side note as I'm discovering things around DC here, trying to find out the details for you guys. Oh my God, trying to stand up sucks when you're on the ground. All right, there's a recycle bin there, but there's not over there. All right, recycle bin it is. All right. So yeah, the mall looks totally different. Everything's roped off though for rehabilitation of the grass. It's really tore up down by where the stage was. We saw that last night. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to try and take you guys inside here. Hopefully we have a signal. I don't know how much better it's going to be. If it's going to be better at all than the castle itself. But we're going to try for a little bit. Go in and check it out. We're not going to read every exhibit in here. But apparently this part of the exhibit, our castle, has been closed for like 20 years or so, is what they were saying. I don't remember. But I guess you haven't been able to get in here in a while. I'm going to take some pictures of this because it looks really cool. From here. Don't mind me. Oh. Nature as mentor. Growing tomorrow. Oh, this is all about the gardens. Okay, very cool. This whole thing is beautiful. Okay. All right, hang on, guys. I'm going to have to pause you a minute, I think, to go through security, so hang tight. Hi, guys.
Hi, come on in, lady.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? I could just walk right through, right? Okay. All right, no problem.
Bag inspection?
Yep,
I got you.
it's my electronics, so these are batteries, and I didn't want them falling because they fell at the other, the thing from the next door.
Okay.
Mine? Mine? Yeah, huh? $15 at Five Below, and it holds everything I need for the mall.
Lilo
and
es
these are $15. Yeah, five Below. Thank you so much. Okay. Holy macaroons. All right. Okay. I'm back. Open daily, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. till September 7th. Okay. Women's history. Look at the inside of this building. Holy mackerel. Wow. Wait, create a quilt together. If you haven't checked in yet, stop by the front tables to receive your Smithsonian American Women's History Museum bead and keychain starter. In 2026, the United States celebrates 250 years since its founding. Huh. Felt, spurs, foam shapes, fabric glue, fabric markers. Oh, that's neat. So you can make... So they have the same here, so you can create a quilt together. How cool. That's actually pretty neat. Let me zoom you guys out. There we go. Wow. Today's activities have ended, 11 a.m. First-hand accounts. So this looks like women's history. What? Yeah, I did. Absolutely. I'm so excited. This is like... This is pretty wild inside. Oh my gosh. So is like there stuff this way or that way or... And this one. Okay, so it's this one and that one, right? All right, very cool. So, nice little seating area. Oh my gosh, look at the windows. This is so cool. I don't know if you guys, I mean, wow, look at the ceiling. Holy cow. This is amazing. Look at this. So cool. Very cool. I love this. Folk life stage. Okay. So they have a stage area in here. Oh, look at this. Democracy across America. Oh, I like this. This is going to be a great exhibit. Okay. All right. We might be here a little while. So, here we go. Exploring democracy across America.
From Florida.
250 years ago, American revolutionaries established a new independent nation that entrusted the power of the country in its citizens. Their actions spark questions that have impacted every generation since. Who gets to participate? How will citizens get involved? What are our rights and responsibilities, and whose voices will be heard? The democratic process has uncertainty, complexity, and incompleteness, and it is a process that also calls for a continual participation. How will we answer that call? Everyone in every community is part of this ever-evolving story, the story of democracy in America.
We celebrate the 4th of July in grand fashion. The entire town gathers at the fountain, and we shut down State Street. And it's a great day to celebrate democracy in our small town, and we get to do it all together.
Huh. Okay, voices and votes.
Michigan.
Okay. Bring knowledge, discovery, and experiences to people across America and beyond. Smithsonian affiliations fosters long-term relationships between the Smithsonian and a network of more than 200 museums and cultural and educational organizations in nearly every state, as well as Puerto Rico and Panama. The Museum on Main Street program brings Smithsonian exhibitions. The Smithsonian serves communities across the country through collaborations and affiliations with hundreds of local organizations. Whether you live in a big city or a small town, the Smithsonian is in your community. Outreach units like Smithsonian Institution Traveling Exhibition Service and Smithsonian affiliations expand the reach of the Smithsonian through exhibitions, educational and cultural programs, and digital outreach. Has the Smithsonian been in your area? Use the touchscreen to see examples from across the country that demonstrate how communities use the Smithsonian exhibitions and programs to create local engagement by bringing out diverse voices to discuss what it means to live in America's democracy. Okay. So, wow, so you can see all these different sites and things on the map. The Great Leap. Holy goodness. There's a lot going on this one. Look at all this, guys. Okay. More than just waging a war of independence, American revolutionaries took a great leap of faith and established a new government based on the sovereignty of the people. It was truly a radical idea to entrust the power of the nation not in a monarchy but in its citizens. Each generation since continues to debate and shape this radical ideal. Parliament and the people. Parliament passed laws regulating trade within the empire, while routine taxes and local laws were left to the legislature of each colony. American colonists were accustomed to being taxed by their colonial governments, but they objected when Parliament, in which the colonies had no representation, taxed them. The House of Commons represented the people of England, but only about 17% of adult males in England were eligible to vote. In the colonies, more men owned enough property to qualify as voters, an estimated 50 to 70% of adult free males. The world they inherited. In colonial times, Britons on both sides of the Atlantic understood that governing was the role of monarchs, hereditary aristocrats, and wealthy gentlemen. Political power came with economic power, birth into the right social circles, and influential connections. British common people had a limited role. Common men who owned enough property could vote for someone to represent them in the legislature. Voters could also serve on juries and enforce the law. Most people did not qualify to participate in those ways, but free British subjects could petition their rulers with grievances in writing or with mass demonstrations. They could seek justice in courts with juries of their peers. Economic boycotts. Patriots created new ties with their neighbors by pledging to boycott imported British commodities, such as fine fabrics or furnishings, and to buy plainer American-made goods instead. It says, this English print shows a crowd pressuring merchants to sign a pledge under the threat of tar and feathers. Grievances. Parliament sent new officials to America to enforce their unpopular laws, with power to bypass courts where colonial juries had a voice. They directly taxed colonists, sidestepping the legislative assemblies elected by voters in each colony. American colonists insisted that legislators who enacted colonial laws and taxes needed to be chosen by colonial voters. Government was legitimate only when it actually represented the people being governed. Burning the stamps. The Stamp Act of 1765 was a parliamentary tax on colonial newspapers, pamphlets, and legal documents. This graphic shows a crowd burning tax stamps in Boston in August 1765. Boston Massacre. In 1768, Parliament sent troops to police unruly Bostonians, resulting in bitter disputes between soldiers and civilians. In 1770, soldiers fired on a Boston crowd, killing 5 men. Silversmith Paul Revere created prints of the event to fan the flames of public outrage. Revolution. In 1765, colonists were loyal to King George III and proud to be Britons. How did that change? What began as a disagreement over particular British policies quickly became a deeper dispute over government. Neither king nor parliament seemed to even listen to colonial grievances. In 1776, many Americans made a great leap to a new idea. Maybe they could do without monarchy and aristocracy. If they could unite with one another, the common people of the colonies might form a more equal society and government. Maybe the people were enough. From boycotts to a declaration of independence to armed resistance, the people made their voices heard. Organizing the colonies. The colonists' grievances led them to organize committees, county congresses, and conventions within each colony. The First Continental Congress brought colonial representatives together in 1774. 2 years later, the Congress would call on colonists to embrace a new and independent political identity. The power of the press. Widespread literacy made it possible to circulate ideas through pamphlets, newspapers, and other print products. Printers in England and America enjoyed substantial freedom to publish information about government policies, sometimes including debates, critical essays, and cartoons that satirized political leaders. So on the left is Considerations on the Propriety of Imposing Taxes by Daniel Delaney, 1765, and then Common Sense by Thomas Paine, 1776. Praising the common sense of the common people, Paine argued that America needed neither monarch nor aristocrats to have good government. "250 years ago, British colonists in North America inherited a world ruled by kings, aristocrats, and wealthy gentlemen. In 1776, Americans decided to take a leap of faith and change that premise. They would create a new government based solely on the people. But who would really count as the people, and how would it all work? Should wealthy gentlemen still dominate the government? Could a new representative form of government truly represent the interests and views of common men and women to make their voices heard? Ever since the Revolution, Americans have debated these vital questions." And here, this says above, "Join or Die." Ben Franklin first published this cartoon in 1754 to urge the colonies to come together during the French and Indian War. He used it again in the 1760s and 1770s to urge resistance against the British Parliament. This one here is The Printer from the Book of Trades or Library of the Useful Arts, London, 1805. And down here, the horse America throwing its master. In this cartoon, a horse named America throws off Great Britain's King George III. The king waves a fearsome whip made of swords, axes, and bayonets. Wow. So we have this next section here. And declaring independence. In 1776, many colonists united around the ideals that all men are created equal and entitled to the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They declared that all government arose from the people and depended on popular consent. These ideals would shape the American politics and society in the centuries that followed. Yet it was an unequal world. Americans also inherited a belief in societal hierarchy and institutions that perpetuated inequality. Through the generations, Americans inspired by the Declaration of Independence would contend with these conflicting ideas. Wow. Creating the Constitution, 1787. After a long war and many disputes, many Americans saw the need for a stable central government to secure the blessings of liberty. A constitutional convention met in 1787 to establish a new frame of government. Adopting the Constitution required Americans to make another leap of faith. Could the growing nation pull together? The states had not always cooperated with one another. Delegates to the Constitutional Convention agreed to shift power to the central government. At the same time, they provided that federal government officials be elected, either directly or indirectly, to represent the people. This is called the Chain of States, and it was designed by Ben Franklin, another cartoon there. And it says down here, who should participate? The revolutionary generation opposed organized political parties, but the nation split into factions in the 1790s. The Democratic Republicans encouraged broad political activism, even among men who owned no property. Federalists opposed the participation of the people they saw as uninformed and unruly. This lampoon portrays a chaotic meeting with Thomas Jefferson orating and the devil enjoying the scene. It's pretty wild, actually. The Constitution of the United States. Here we go. In September 1787, Americans had their first chance to see the new Constitution proposed by a convention in Philadelphia. Over the summer, the convention had met in private, allowing no press coverage of their debates or decisions. The Providence Gazette and Country Journal was among the newspapers that first published the plan. What followed was a broad debate that Alexander Hamilton called a great national discussion. Should the states ratify, reject, or amend the document that became the U.S. Constitution? Great debates. By the end of 1789, the Constitution had been ratified, but debates about the meaning of government by the people were just beginning. The first federal Congress proposed changes to the Constitution, 10 of which became the First Amendments, the Bill of Rights, in 1791. They protected institutions that Americans considered vital to liberty, including public assemblies, churches, newspapers, jury trials, and state militias. The new government also faced other divisive issues, including slavery, the rights of free working men, the rights of women, and relationships with native nations and European powers. Congress in chaos. Congress soon broke into partisan factions, and disputes about policy became bitterly personal. In 1798, a fight broke out on the floor of Congress between Vermont Representative Matthew Lyon and Roger Griswold of Connecticut. Express your voice. So, the machinery of democracy. Here we go. Informal institutions and activities not actually spelled out in the Constitution help make America's participatory political system possible. State and national parties, nomination and ratification conventions, and intense and elaborate campaigns are examples of the informal processes Americans have adopted that give life and form to the ideas in the Constitution. In the end, it all comes down to getting people to go out and vote. Popular images and party symbols. American political parties began to form in the 1780s. Visual images became a handy shorthand for expressing points of view and identifying parties. They can also mask the complex details of policy positions. The gerrymander. The gerrymander cartoon first appeared in the Boston Gazette, March 26, 1812, and was quickly reprinted in Federalist newspapers in Salem and Boston. The cartoon expressed opposition to state election districts newly redrawn by Massachusetts Democratic-Republican Party led by Governor Elbridge Gerry. Fearing that his party would lose power in the 1812 election, Gerry consolidated Federalist voting strength in a salamander-shaped voting district. The practice, though not invented by Gerry, became known as a gerrymandering. The tactic remains an issue in politics today. Stranger things have happened with Democratic donkey and Republican elephant cartoon by Thomas Nast, December 27th, 1879. Party symbols, elephant and donkey. In the 1870s, German-born cartoonist Thomas Nast was the first to use an elephant as a symbol for the Republican Party and a donkey to represent the Democratic Party. These animals have symbolized the two parties ever since. Third term panic. Oop, that's this guy down here. In which a Republican elephant crashes through the planks of its own platform. Wow. Look at this, guys. The posters and look at this. Pez dispensers? No way. Do you guys see this? That's pretty cool. Party animals, elephant and donkey, have been used on political memorabilia, games, and artwork for over a century. Huh. Okay, so this says the hard cider quick step. Okay, party symbols, frontier democracy. The first time a campaign used a predetermined set of symbols was during the presidential race of 1840, when members of the Whig Party deployed images of log cabins, axes, and hard cider to promote the candidacy of William Henry Harrison. The images making Harrison as a man of the frontier were designed to appeal to the newly enfranchised white male voters of the Western Territories. Harrison was in fact born on a Virginia plantation. He won the election but died a month after his inauguration. Wow. Here, Lincoln Parade Acts, 1860. The closely contested election of 1860 generated mass entertainments such as wide-awake torchlight parades staged on behalf of Republican presidential candidate Abraham Lincoln. The imagery of a rail splitter put forth by this parade acts reversed Lincoln's public persona from the attorney he had become to the rail-mauling day laborer he had been. And here, that's the axe. Holy wonderfulness. So, let's back it up a little so you guys can see all this. Campaigning. Political campaigns of the 1800s reflected popular traditions of celebration, such as 4th of July parades to promote candidates and build momentum. Mass campaign spectacles arose as a way of demonstrating partisan strength and mobilizing indifferent and easily distracted voters. In more recent decades, party activists have turned to television, radio, web, and social media to promote their candidates. Harrison and Morton. Look at that. An advertisement for campaign goods. Torchlight parades. So, it says, the 1860 presidential campaign of Republican nominee Abraham Lincoln perfected the nighttime torchlight parade, a display that caught the attention of all. The marchers, some of them too young to vote, sported distinctive oilcloth caps and capes. These parades spread to cities all over the northeastern United States, culminating in a grand procession in New York City on October 3rd, 1860. The martial spectacle, featuring fireworks floats and 10,000 uniformed men, created envy among the New York's Democrats and alarm among Southern sympathizers. Pinback button catalog. The Whitehead and Hogue Company of Newark, New Jersey acquired the rights to produce celluloid pinbacks after purchasing a series of patents in the 1890s. The firm produced buttons under the trade name of Whitehead and Hogue until it was sold in 1953. Wow. So this here would have been one of the lamps or torch lights, I guess. And it says Lincoln Campaign Marcher, tin type of marcher with oilcloth cape, 1860. So that's what they would have been wearing. Now here we have all kinds of memorabilia in here. This is actually a pretty cool case. So you've got Jack Kennedy, Roosevelt, Ford, Humphrey, Truman, Obama, Bush, Biden, oh my gosh, Taft, Harding. that Nixon, Eisenhower, Carter, Trump and Vance, Clinton, Gore, and Bush and Cheney? And there we go, Reagan. Oh my gosh. Hoover and Curtis, McKinley. That's crazy. Look at the doll.
Almost every other person in the country.
That is wild.
The Finance Committee estimated the cost of this incredible
So again,
at $64 billion.
it says the campaign on the screen. Since the 1950s, political campaigns marched into the home through television ads. Today, campaigns even reach into your pocket by way of smartphones and social media. Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh my, and there is another section over here. Holy mackerel. Okay. Look at this. Okay, so this is the next wall here. Voting 1789 to present. Because the Constitution gives states the job of running elections, ways of voting in the United States vary. Americans have developed a patchwork of manual, mechanical, and electronic balloting. The earliest elections were conducted by voice vote or with paper ballots put into ballot boxes. As the United States grew and the electorate expanded, improvements appeared in the form of the Australian or blanket ballots that listed all candidates, wooden ballot boxes with mechanical security features, and metal gear and lever voting machines. Later, computerized punch card ballots and a touchscreen voting allowed for the speedy tabulation and announcement of returns. Paper ballots, 1860 to 1884. Voting in the 1800s usually involved casting a printed paper ballot. State election laws typically specified the dimensions and thickness of the paper and the size of type to be used. The rest was left to issuing parties, local party operatives, and candidates, resulting in various ballot forms and styles and a potential for voter confusion and fraud. Voting was not entirely secret. Color helped observers identify party ballots as they were cast and who cast them. Virginia's Union Party issued a pink paper ticket in 1860. The ballot of the 1878 regular Republican ticket in Massachusetts had a complex color scheme. So you can see here some types of those ballots. Counting votes. With the gear and lever voting machine developed in the late 1800s, voters pulled a lever to cast their votes. At the close of polls, election officials opened each machine to view and record the counters on the back. The Florida Vote 2000. The close presidential contest between Al Gore and George W. Bush came down to a struggle over the tabulation of Florida's punch card ballots. A confusing ballot design in Palm Beach County and the problem of incompletely punched punch cards tested public confidence in the nation's vote recording machinery. That was the hanging Chad. So here we go. I'm just going to show you guys this. It says hanging Chad, incompletely punched ballots left behind a scrap of paper called a hanging Chad. Those that could not be counted by machine had to be inspected one by one. Ballots that teams of counters could not agree upon went to a judge for a final decision. Butterfly ballot detail. In an effort to keep the type on the ballot legible, the supervisor of elections in Palm Beach County enlarged a single page of presidential candidates to 2 pages. The 2-page butterfly spread led to voter confusion. Here. Oh, wow. That was Judge Robert Rosenberg examining a ballot in Broward County, Florida, November 2000. I remember that. The hanging Chads. Here we go, guys. The Electoral College. Oh, and we're going to do this so we can give you guys this QR code later. It says, the Electoral College, Americans don't elect their president directly. A vote for the president is really a vote for a slate of members of the Electoral College who cast the actual votes. Article 2 of the Constitution established the Electoral College as a way of balancing the votes of high population and low population states. Each state has a number of electors equal to its number of senators and representatives. In most states, the candidate who gets the most popular votes wins all of that state's electoral college votes. Currently, a presidential candidate must get 270 electoral votes to win. The electoral college system occasionally produces a president who actually received less than 50% of the popular votes. This occurred in 1824, John Quincy Adams, 1860, Abraham Lincoln, 1876, Rutherford B. Hayes, 1888, Benjamin Harrison, 1912, Woodrow Wilson, 1948, Harry S. Truman, 2000, George W. Bush, and 2016, Donald Trump. So, counting the votes. Here we go. In the old days, paper ballots were counted by hand, one by one. With the expansion of the voting population, various mechanical systems have evolved to count votes very quickly while seeking to keep voting safe from interference and fraud. Computer-based ballot systems entered the voting scene in early 1960s. Voters either perforate a punch card or mark a standardized form with a number 2 pencil, and a computer reads and records the ballot. Touchscreen voting appeared in the 1990s. Computerized vote processing offers economy and speed, an advantage in reporting election returns quickly. Many states today utilize a touchscreen ballot with a paper printout or an optically scanned paper ballot for verifying the count. Okay, so this shows types of voting equipment. So, oh, here we go. I'm going to show you guys this little code. And I want to take a really good close-up of that and that. Interesting. Let's see what it says. Oh! Voting equipment by county. The key down here. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. And it says here, how do you participate? I don't know which side we should start with, so I guess petitioning with your feet. From local protests to massive marches in Washington, D.C., demonstrators have forced officials to confront issues that they have often wished to avoid. By every imaginable means, people have come before the government and demanded to be heard, carrying signs, singing songs, and shouting from a podium, whether beautiful and moving or disrespectful and offensive. These demonstrations are an exercise in the American democratic process. Wow. So here we have a lot of different protest signs and things on the wall. Okay. Let's see. Beyond the ballot. So here we go. It says, the First Amendment of the Constitution establishes that Congress shall make no law restricting the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, not limiting their participation to electoral politics. Individuals and groups with very different resources on the streets, in back rooms, and through the media of their times have brought their interests and concerns before the nation. Across the top it says, you not only gain the person's name, but you excite inquiry in her mind, and she will excite it in others. Thus the little circle of imperceptibility widens until it may embrace a whole town. The monthly offering, November 1840. Petitioning. The simple act of adding your name to an official appeal asserts your political identity and rights. While petitioning has been open for everyone, it was especially important for those barred from voting. In the early republic, mass petitioning gave poor white men, women, free blacks, and other historically excluded groups a means to voice grievances and to claim a role in determining the direction of the country. Petitioning has maintained a role in the democratic process. Whether traditional paper forms or electronic mailings, petitions continue to offer a means for individuals to shape political discourse. Petitions to Congress. One of the first nationally organized petitioning drives was a protest against the federal government removing Cherokee Indians from their eastern native lands. Since then, petition drives have focused on topics as diverse as one can imagine. Deceit and corruption. Lobbying has its dark side. At times, money, scandals, and politics just seem to go together. While many people hope dishonesty is the exception, the more cynical believe it is just the norm. Wow. Oh, here you go. So this is Jack Abramoff scandal, and one of the most publicized political scandals in modern times. Lobbyist Jack Abramoff pleaded guilty to conspiracy, fraud, and tax evasion. The case, which centered on an Indian casino, uncovered a world of bribes, money laundering, and double dealing that even surprised the Capitol's establishment. Time magazine, January 16th, 2006. Wow. That's pretty cool. All right, we are making our way through here. Freedoms and responsibilities. Many voices. Creating citizens. Fulfilling the ideals of American democracy required defining the people and determining the meaning of citizenship. These issues were not clearly articulated in the founding documents, so they were left to future generations to decide. Some basic questions have long been debated by Americans. What are the benefits and challenges of being a diverse nation? Do we need to share a common national story? What are the rights and responsibilities of citizens? Defining citizenship. America has long been shaped by immigrants who helped build the country and enriched its society and culture. Yet there has been an ongoing tension between welcoming newcomers and concern that the character of the nation might be changed. Now here is citizenship, a timeline, amendments and laws. Now I'm not going to read all of that, but I am going to take some photos for you guys. And we can put that one up later because that is a lot of reading. Do we need a shared national identity? Following independence, citizens of the new nation sought to forge their own identity and create a unique history. They established holidays such as the 4th of July and later Thanksgiving Day, and they chronicled the story of America from the landing at Plymouth Rock through the Founding Fathers and the Revolutionary War. In part, Americans did so not only for themselves, but also to instill in future generations a shared ideal of citizenship. Over the years, generations of Americans examined and reaffirmed national identity. Here we go. Uncle Sam. It says, by the mid-1800s, Uncle Sam became the most recognizable personification of the U.S. government. Rather than an authority figure, he was most often portrayed with affection and is used as an emblem of national kinship to instill patriotism. He is an especially popular symbol during the 4th of July, the first national holiday. Just like Uncle Sam, Independence Day celebrations help foster a unique American identity and a tribute to our founding principles. For Americans still fighting for those freedoms, the holiday became a day to remind the country of the promise yet to be fulfilled. Wilbert E. Lepine first appeared as Uncle Sam in 1956 and took part in numerous ceremonies and parades across the country, including 5 presidential inaugurations. Wow. And then we have a national martyr and a national holiday. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968 transformed the civil rights leader into an icon of the struggle to fulfill the American promise of equality for all. 4 days after the assassination, Congressman John Conyers introduced a bill to establish a federal holiday in his honor. For advocates, it was an effort to place King and the civil rights movement into the national narrative. It took years of organizing to overcome strong resistance. In 1983, the King Holiday Bill was signed into law. Initially, only 27 states officially acknowledged the holiday. Not until 2000 did all 50 states recognize the day. Our national anthems. What songs would you add? What does this do if you push it? Oh, it plays them all. How cool. This is so cool. It's actually very cool. All right. Look at this. How diverse should citizenry be? In a diverse nation, nothing has been more debated than what should be the ideal character of its citizenry. One view is that multiculturalism, the preservation of diverse cultural heritage, enriches the country. Some call for a common citizenry, a melting pot where immigrants are assimilated and their traditions are transformed into a homogeneous American culture. Others seek policies that restrict immigration. These very different positions have greatly impacted the nation's political debates on economic, foreign, and immigration policy and education and social welfare programs. The melting pot. From 1880 to 1920, more than 20 million people, largely from Eastern and Southern Europe, came to the United States. In response, the government and industries developed Americanization programs to turn the foreign-born into patriotic citizens by teaching real American values and English. A nation only for some. In the mid-1920s, at the height of their national political power, the KKK's membership was estimated in the millions. In 1925, they brought to the nation's capital more than 40,000 members in full regalia to promote their ideals of nationalism, restrictive immigration, and white Protestant supremacy before the public. Wow. Interesting. Oh, and there's another section. Holy mackerel. Let us never forget that government is ourselves and not an alien power over us. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1938. So this is the wall here. The Four Freedoms. So we have these photos that accompany that little plaque there. So it says, in defense of democracies around the world, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, in his annual message to Congress on January 6, 1941, articulated the aims of the nation facing the threat of a world at war. We look forward to a world founded upon four essential human freedoms, he stated. Two of those freedoms, speech and religion, were included in the Bill of Rights. Two were freedoms deeply desired by a generation confronted by economic depression and the threat of dictatorships: freedom from want and freedom from fear. Artist Norman Rockwell dramatized those aims in a series of paintings that appears as covers for the Saturday Evening Post and as posters produced by the Office of War Information for its war bond campaign in 1943. So, all of these are Rockwell. How cool. So that's those 4 photos. Those are all Norman Rockwell. Here we go. The responsibilities and rights of citizens, guys. I'm going to take a picture of this because, again, we want to be able to see this stuff later. America's founders asserted that the independent nation would be based on the ideal that its citizens had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that the government under the Constitution was designed to promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty. With these rights, they believed, came responsibilities that citizens needed to assume in order to fulfill the promise of the new nation. These lofty goals and principles never had one single interpretation. Over time, they have led to differing ideas and heated debates. Second Amendment, original Homeland Security. Wow. Freedom of the press, first day stamp cover, virtuous citizen, woodsy owl, military service, draft, oh, the draft registration, yeah. Huh. Wow. Okay. What do we have? 2 more? Looks that way. Stories of democracy. It says, the stories for this project were gathered through Museum on Main Street Stories from Main Street Initiative. The initiative empowers state and local partners, community groups, and young people to collect and elevate stories that make their hometowns so rich and vibrant. Through local collection efforts, communities bring attention to untold stories from different groups, adding their voices to the conversation about America's dynamic democratic process. Voices and Votes host organizations have been crucial partners in gathering stories and allowing the Smithsonian to share them. So I guess you can listen to those stories. We're not going to do that. We're going to kind of skip over that. What does democracy mean to you? Talk with your friends and family about the role democracy plays in your community. Free poster exhibitions like Votes for Women, a portrait of persistence. Okay. This is pretty cool. Posters. We're going to be looking at that in just a minute. That last piece of this, we're going to do these posters. Just kind of walk through. I am taking pictures of some of them. There's a lot of text on there. Well, this is cool. Participate in democracy by voting with a token. Choose the answer that best fits why you vote. Why do you vote? It's a civic responsibility. I believe I will affect how government is run. I only vote if I like the candidates. I I wish I could vote, but I'm under 18. I don't vote. My vote won't make a difference. Oof. Well, guys, for those of you that may not know what my answer is, this is my answer right here. Number one, it's a civic responsibility. So we're going to take our little chip and we're going to drop it in because why not? Oh, look, oh, cool. Look at this. We got some chips in there. Uh-oh, what's number 4? I wish I could vote, but under 18. All right. Well, at least we didn't have any 3 or 5s hanging out down there. So that's cool. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. It was an easy participation thing there. Now we're going to take a picture of this and we're going to go ahead and look at all of the information. It says, a vote, a voice. So here we go, guys. When the United States was founded, only a small group of people, mostly white men who owned property, were allowed to vote. The nation's founders believed these men would vote responsibly and represent the interests of others, but many Americans, including people of different races, classes, and genders, believed they should have the right to vote for themselves. Over time, they pushed for change and expanded voting rights to include more people. The result has been slow adjustments, contentious struggles, and ongoing negotiations as groups tried to persuade lawmakers, the courts, and their fellow citizens to let them share the power of the polls. So here we have the 19th Amendment, 1920. Votes for women. The Women's Suffrage Amendment was first introduced in 1878 and languished for decades in Congress. Ratification meant that women could not be excluded from the polls because of their sex, but it did not guarantee women a ballot. Depending on the state, African American, Latina, Native American, and Asian American women faced the same voting discrimination as their male counterparts. Go. 15th Amendment, 1870, votes for African American men. 5 years after slavery ended, the 15th Amendment gave African American men the right to vote. However, southern states soon began to use intimidation, violence, and other means to keep African Americans from the polls. 23rd Amendment, 1961, votes for D.C. The Constitution did not grant the District of Columbia representation in Congress or the Electoral College because it is not a state. In 1961, the 23rd Amendment gave D.C. residents a vote in presidential elections, but the district still does not have a representative in Congress with voting privileges. The 26th Amendment, 1971, votes for youth. During the war in Vietnam, old enough to fight, old enough to vote was the rallying cry for lowering the voting age from 21 to 18. The 26th Amendment establishing 18 as the legal voting age was ratified in 1971. Here it says, sometimes it takes an amendment. By the time the U.S. Constitution was written in 1787, states had established their own qualifications for voting. Rather than force a compromise, the framers of the Constitution left the states to determine who among their residents was eligible to vote. This created a country of citizens with unequal representation. 4 constitutional amendments have addressed this imbalance. 2 of them bar discrimination because of race or sex, and 2 give voting rights to specific groups of Americans. Gaining the vote. So hang on, guys. I'm not going to read the whole timeline, but again, I am going to take some photos for you guys so that we have them all for later. But this says voting rights expanded, contracted, and expanded again as Americans dealt with shifting issues of politics, race, class, and wealth. Each addition to the electorate brought a change to the balance of power and led to collisions between practical politics and America's democratic ideal of government by the people. Some established voters believed that extending the vote to more Americans would strengthen the nation. Others questioned the inclusion of people who might not share their concerns or who could threaten their control of the country's political, social, and economic structures. Constitutional amendments and federal laws have since sought to protect voting rights from discrimination based on race, ethnicity, or sex, and to make voting easier, including for citizens with disabilities. Debates over who is eligible to vote continue to be a part of American discourse. Demanding the vote. By the 1850s, white men who didn't own property became the first addition to the electorate. That meant the American voter was, with very few exceptions, male, white, and at least 21. In the 1800s and 1900s, more Americans of different races, sexes, ancestries, religions, educations, and levels of prosperity demanded the ballot. They worked to convince their fellow citizens, sometimes in the face of violent opposition, that justice and true democracy required the votes of all Americans. Voter registration. Latinos, Asian Americans, and Native Americans also faced barriers to voting, with the added complication that literacy tests, ballots, and registration instructions could be an obstacle for citizens who are not fluent in English. Community activists organized to fight for civil and social rights. And then there's this case here. And it says, Bloody Sunday. Millions of Americans watched in shock as peaceful marchers were beaten by police while some white onlookers cheered. For many, these images sparked outrage and a call to action. Volunteers from across the country joined the march, and others sent letters and telegrams to Washington demanding reform. At the same time, others viewed the protests with suspicion or resistance, reflecting the deep divisions in public opinion about civil rights and social change. Wow. 1965. That's crazy. Locking away the vote. Oh, what is this? Can we not flip that one? Probably not, because it doesn't like... Oh, there it goes. Oh, sketches and skirmishes. Cartoonist on voting rights. Okay. Just flip through it and see what it is. Native Americans. Cool. All right. The vote is precious. It is the most powerful, non-violent tool we have in a democratic society, and we must use it. John Lewis, October 3rd, 2016. Keeping the vote. As a new and diverse group of Americans won the right to vote, local and national concerns shifted from whether they could vote to whether they would vote. Some advocates and officials encouraged voters to come out to the polls and looked for ways to make voting easier. Others changed voter registration requirements and election day rules in attempts to minimize the political power of newly enfranchised groups. As debates continue about voter qualifications, ballot language, and physical access to the polls, key questions remain. How do voters retain access to voting? How can people be encouraged to go out and vote? And the Voter Bill of Rights. And then here, there's a case that says getting out the vote. Each election year, a wealth of buttons and stickers are worn by Americans celebrating their vote and urging others to go to the polls. Advocates for a wide variety of constituencies and causes work to build a sense of community among like-minded voters and encourage them to turn out on Election Day. High voter participation can make a group a force to be reckoned with and can pressure politicians to pay attention to their concerns. Many interest groups use items like these to motivate people to vote. Very cool. The push and pull of voting regulations. Since 2000, many states have proposed or adopted new voter requirements. Some aim to make voter registration easier, extend voting times, and ensure absentee voting. Others create more stringent requirements for voter ID and residency and cut back on early voting. Supporters argue that stricter regulations help eliminate voter fraud. Opponents counter that there is little evidence of widespread voter fraud and that these laws disenfranchise poor and minority voters. Restoring rights. In 1868, the 14th Amendment prohibited states from disenfranchising male citizens over the age of 21 for any reason other than participation in rebellion or other crime. Many states began expanding the list of applicable crimes and disenfranchising convicted men, often permanently, as a way to reduce the voting population of African Americans, historically excluded groups, and immigrants. Today, millions of otherwise eligible voters cannot cast ballots because of felony convictions. And then here is books that says, pay your poll tax before January. Alright. Cool beans. Well, that was just awesome. Alright, so we've got such a big, beautiful building. So cool. Alright, awesome sauce. Very cool. Wow. Very cool. Unhidden heroines. How cool. Dorothy Height. Sorry guys, I want to get all these QR codes here for us. Beautiful. Awesome, awesome. All right. Out this way? Or that door? That door. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So, what we'll do is I'll put you guys on the gimbal. Okay. All right, guys. We are back outside on the National Mall here. And beautiful day again out here. I don't know if I lost you guys on the comments or what, but we're gonna put you guys on the gimbal, and then we're gonna see if we can't find this farmer's market, because it should have started, about 15 minutes ago, maybe, but I'm told, ouch, it's not far, or it's not supposed to be far at any rate. So I'm gonna rest you guys against my knee a second, because I gotta get the gimbal out so I can put you guys on there, and we'll go tooling down the National Mall here. And whoops. Sorry guys, I'll fix you in a second. My bad. Didn't mean to knock you over. I know you're probably looking at the sky. Just give me 1 second so I can get you guys plugged in. Okay, gimbal. And there's the bottom. Okay, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Okay guys, we're gonna put you up in the, so we have everybody stable in a second. There we go. All right. Ground's so uneven right here. All right guys, now we got you on the gimbal. Holy goodness. Uh-oh, I gotta plug in that phone. Alright, so let me do this for a minute. My comments phone is almost dead. Oops. So, we're gonna make some adjustments here for a second. Sorry guys. Let me do this up here. Put that on this battery. Okay, beautiful. So that's that one now. I need, a different cord so I can plug in the gimbal itself. There we go. Alright, we need this end for the battery. Okay. This end for the gimbal. Plugging that in. Gorgeous. Okay. Now. I don't know if it's my phone, it's not. Oh, what's happening here? Oh. Sun? Oh, okay, hold on. Now I've got comments all of a sudden. I had to, like, refresh them all. I hope you guys, enjoyed the inside. I didn't get any of those comments for whatever reason. None of that came in. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. So very cool. I guess we might have dropped service at some point in there. I don't know. Probably walking through the building. Maybe past the security because they had magnetometer thingy in there. But anyway, guys, we are getting ready to go motoring down the mall here. We're going to see if we can find this farmer's market. I just wanted to get you guys situated on a gimbal. But, okay. Oh, wait, I gotta unplug that for 1 second. Put this back on. Then I can connect the cord back to that. Okay. Yes, it is the front of the Smithsonian Castle in the background. It absolutely is. So, all right. We're gonna take a walk. We're gonna go down the street here, because from what the ladies were looking up inside the Smithsonian, it looks like the farmers market should be down the street, right? I have everything? Yes, I have everything. Okay. Just trying to make sure, because it's a long walk when we do this. But again, we did the second half of the castle earlier. And of course, that whole exhibit inside that part of the Smithsonian, that was really cool, actually, about the ballots and voting and things like that. So I'm glad we did that. I think that's very important, especially given, you know, the political climate in the United States today. But it's nice to be able to like walk the mall and it be normal for a week or two anyway. Now, there's the metro station. So, it should be, according to all of the research, should be over here somewhere, just past the metro. So they said initially National Mall, but I don't think it's the mall. I think it might be just off the mall, because again, they have all of this kind of sectioned off for rehab, rehabbing the grass and the lawn. So we're gonna make our way closer to the sidewalk. Thank you everybody for joining in, saying hello from downtown DC here. Again, getting all the America 250 stuff in that we can, or America's 250th birthday stuff, I should say, because it's a mix of events. We just did some of the Smithsonian exhibits today that are all limited time. Yesterday we did the Lincoln Undercroft, and we saw the military veterans exhibit. It's a temporary exhibit there at the base of the Lincoln Memorial. And that's only here till the 23rd, I believe, guys. So, this is interesting. So there's the Smithsonian Metro. So, we are supposed to be looking somewhere around 14th, which is down at the other end of the block. Let's see if we can find anything. We do see fencing over here for something 250. But that might be sectioned off for the race. Oh, that might have been what she was talking about yesterday, like the top of the bridge thing. Okay. So I think we're gonna cross the street again. Maybe, because I don't see anything like kind of on the map. I have the feeling it's going to be just have this sneaking suspicion. Oh, thank you. Somewhere over here on this side. Just, I don't know. Oh, that says Freedom 250 on those banners. It did say 14th, so we're going to go back down this way. This is 12th. So we got about like 2 blocks, I think. Because here's the Department of Agriculture. And it should be down this way somewhere. So we're going to see. We're going to see if we can find it. I'm so excited. So again, for those of you guys that are just joining, we are now on our way to find the Great American Farmers Market, which started at 4 o'clock today. So that is a big tractor, guys. Do you see the size of that tractor? Holy cow. Anyway, it's supposed to be kicking off today, and it's a week-long event from 4 to 8 p.m. Supposed to be down here somewhere. So how are you? Long time no see, my friend. Wonderful to have you stream. Yeah, look at that. Looks cool. Looks nicer. That is a massive flag. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hi, Glory B. Okay. Oh, it's on the mall? I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see. Ballpark thing. From the Lincoln Memorial up, it was crazy. Hi, Ariel. Good to see you. Yeah, like I said, guys, we're going to try and check out this farmer's market. See what it's all about. I'm very excited. On the DC 250 website, so I'm part of the DC 250 celebration. I don't know. They're all 250s to me. I don't discriminate. I don't think it's fair. All right, here's 14th. Do you see anything? I don't see anything set up.
Happy birthday.
Hi.
Happy birthday cake. Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm not seeing anything. Well, let's see here. I guess we can. I don't see anything over there on the National Mall side, but I guess we'll take a minute. The next light, we'll walk down and we'll just kind of see. I don't know. I don't know. Sir. Well, they're getting the trailer off the sidewalk, I guess. Closer to the Smithsonian? Where? Where? Because I would have had to walk right by it. No, it's 2026 too. They said 14, around 14th. So, again, I'm not seeing anything over there. I'm not really seeing anything over there. So, it would have to be, I mean, from the USDA here, National Mall there, I'm not seeing anything. Because, like I said, it was on the DC 250. For this year, 3rd to the 8th, you had to really, be careful because they had two different years. But they are supposed to have it this year. So, yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the National Mall. And it should be adjacent to here, right? That's what I'm thinking. If it was National Mall side. I mean, there's like a weird inflatable chicken thing over there, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. Because there's nothing else. And there's David's tent. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like I said, I was told around 14th. But I'm not seeing anything. Interesting. And I don't think we can like just wander into the USDA. I don't think we're allowed. I'd love to. But yeah, I don't really see anything. Glory, do you have any idea? Because again, I'm not seeing anything. And right here is the flag. We just walked past this. There's nothing on the mall. Like, we'll walk over there, but there's nothing over there. This is a good thing I looked. I almost got run over by a bicycle. Yeah, see, like there's that weird inflatable chicken thing. But I don't think that's it. Right, if it was supposed to be National Mall side, which is what I understood. Because that's just one of the regular, like, vendor things. Yes, I'm next to the USDA, right here. It's the USDA building. Right here. So I am directly across the street. Like I said, you got David's tent over there. That's standard. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might have to fix my soles a little bit on my boots because the one side's peeling on my foot. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. That's what I mean. Like, I'm right next to the USDA. They said National Mall side. That was what was online on the 250 for 2026. I double checked that. I made sure I had the 2026 and not 2025. But it should. I don't know. I thought it should be in this area, right? Because that's the USDA. I'm not hallucinating. Like, I'm just not seeing anything though. I'm just not. There's nothing here, and this is kind of disappointing because this is really what I wanted to see when I came down here. I mean, there's nothing on the mall. Like, there's this little area they've got fencing there, but that's not what we're looking for. Oh, bananas and cheese. Oh, you're headed my way? Okay, cool. All right, well, awesome. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything, unless it's me, but I am not seeing anything. I don't think it's me. Because again, they have all this grass sectioned off here. I just don't know where else they would have. Like, I don't know why they would have moved it anywhere. Well, so, Glory, they had it, Muriel Bowser. So last year's dates were, I think, very similar or whatever, but this year's 2026, I did check. There were two different things for it, 2025 and 2026. So the USDA's website has 2025 on it, but Muriel Bowser did put one out for 2026, because I actually screenshot it and saved it on my phone, because I did notice the two different dates before I even came down. So I don't really know, but maybe it was just last year. I don't know. It just seems odd, right? Because you're in your van on the other side. Okay. Other side of the mall? I don't know. But yeah, so I guess they're not having one this year, which is kind of a bummer because, again, advertised. But I'm actually excited because we got to see the Smithsonian stuff and some of the other things that were just limited time down here, so I'm not even mad. Like, I kind of want to be mad, but I'm not even mad. Check Freedom 250. I don't think it wasn't the Freedom 250 that I found it. It was DC 250. And the ladies at the Smithsonian pulled it up too. They saw it because they looked up the two different dates too and saw the 2026. So, I'm gonna look it up on my phone really quick. Great American Farmers Market DC 2026. Yep, August 3rd through the 8th. Downtown DC, 14 hours ago. Here we go. Oh, now it's saying page not found. What the heck? Great American Farmers Market. Next date, Monday, August 3rd, 2026, all day. Saturday, across 14th Street. Yeah, right here. DC 250. And if you look, dates are 2026. So, I'm not sure. Because that's what it says, dc.gov. Hotel Washington, Great America's Farmers Market, 2026 guide, 3rd through the 8th. So, I don't know. Yeah, USDA press releases. Oops. Why did it not give me... Okay. 6 hours ago. What? A massive Great American Farmers Market. August 3rd, 2026. Okay, National Mall this week. 80 vendors. When and where? National Mall directly across from... Yeah. So I am not misreading. So, this is the USDA. This is the National Mall. I feel like I'm being pranked. Because, yeah, directly across from the USDA headquarters. USDA headquarters, directly across. And it does say, this is literally dated 2026. Like, I'm not. I did not screw this up. I did not. Yeah, it says held during National Farmers Market Week, free event, more than 80 vendors from across the country. What the heck? I am so confused, guys. I am so confused. Four days ago, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm very confused because it says it's supposed to be here. I don't know. I don't know, but I am definitely in what should be the right space. So I think it might not be happening, which is really odd. Because, you know, you're on 7th Street cutting across. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm gonna, I think, just plunk myself down on the ground for a little bit because, yeah, I'm just gonna chill here by the walkway with you guys on the mall. We're gonna sit tight for a minute and we're gonna try and figure out what's what here. But, I'm you know, I don't know. I'm a little confused because, again, the website or everything that I've found online so far, it does say that it is supposed to be happening this year. I know they had a big one last year too for the 250, but I don't know. But you guys can see there's nothing going on in the mall, and it was supposed to start at 4. So according to all of the internet research, it was supposed to start at 4. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah. I mean, there was stuff posted just, 14 hours, like I said, 14 hours ago. A couple days ago, 6 hours ago. I just feel like, yeah. I just feel like this is a lie. I feel like I've been lied to. I don't know. But at any rate, whoa, let's do this. Flip you guys around. Let you guys see the National Mall for right now. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. And I don't know, we'll just sit tight and see what's going on with Glory. Oh, I gotta unplug phone. Oh my gosh. Replug phone. I am a complete mess, guys. Complete mess. But it's a good break for my tootsies. So I'll take it and say thank you. And I don't know. I'm just feeling like this was a bummer. We've been lied to. I guess we're going to have to write a letter of complaint somewhere. I don't know. I don't know who we exactly complained to about it, but we should complain somewhere. Somewhere. Ooh, I just had an ant crawling on me. That was fun. I guess I smell good or something. I don't know. I don't know, guys. But if that's the case, that gets me home a little earlier. I got to be home tonight. So I will have to, I mean, I was going to stay till 8 and then jet from here and head home, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Oh, cool. Lori's coming. I don't know exactly where she was. She said she parked across the street, but I'm sure she'll find me. I'm like the only person resting on my laurels over here. But, you know, I do. I feel like we were misled, ladies and gentlemen. Misled by the internet. But that's why we go do these things, right? Oh. At least it's a nice day today. And it's not super, super hot and humid like it was yesterday. Yesterday was really humid and ugly that way. I mean, the rain, too, was not a picnic, but at least it's not like yesterday. And it's not super sticky or anything, so I am thankful. Better weather today than normal, I guess, for for our DC trips. We don't often get good ones. Good weather, or we don't often get good weather. Holy bananas. Oh, I should have brought a snacky snack. I could have had a picnic on the mall today. Look at the mod chat. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to do that. Let's see. Okay, Independence. So what, the other side of them? But isn't that the other side of the mall? next? Let me just see here. Where am I at? That's Constitution. Madison. Pennsylvania. Where's Independence? Which way? Okay. Hang on. Let me see. .2 miles. Where am I sitting? So it would be off the mall? In between the two buildings, maybe? Okay, well, maybe. We'll wait for Glory, though. She said she's on her way, so we're going to wait for Glory. She said she's on her way to me. And then maybe it's like 2 blocks. So maybe we go back to the corner over there and hang a Louie. And go like 2 blocks, maybe. But like I said, we're going to wait for Glory because she said she parked and she's somewhere nearby and she's a-coming. So it says I'm 0.2 blocks from the address you found, Joss, so I'm thinking it's not the National Mall side, it's the opposite side, according to what you found. So we'll see. Like I said, I know Glory said she's on her way over, so I'm just going to sit tight till she gets here because I don't want to... I'm not that person. I don't want to ditch my friends. Especially when they come all the way downtown to come see me. It says it's closer to the Smithsonian Metro. Well, the Smithsonian Metro is literally just behind me. It's not that far. Like we're only a half a block off the Metro. So we're not far. We're on the block. We're on that cross section, I guess. Technically, it's like a half a block or 2 blocks over. I don't know. Yeah, I hope we find it too. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just keeping my eyes out. Because I know Glory said she was parking, so. Like I said, I'm just enjoying the 5 minutes off my feet. It's okay. I don't mind. I appreciate you guys bearing with me, though. I hope you guys were enjoying some of the exhibits and things that we have checked out so far for the 250 celebrations down here. I do very much think that some of these exhibits are pretty stellar to see. I really, I thought today's going into the other part of the Smithsonian there. I thought that was really amazing, and the inside of that building is pretty phenomenal too. Oh, there's a little puppy over there. I don't know if you guys... Oh, the guy just picked him up. He's cute. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we might just be a block or so off. Yeah, nothing like chasing a wild goose. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. But it's okay. Like I said, it's okay. And Glory's coming. So, like, I'm not mad. I get to see Glory. This is going to be exciting. I think, I don't know. I don't think I saw her. No, I didn't see her on 4th of July. And I did bump into her at the rededicate. But there's something else I was here for. And I missed her. I don't remember. But I always like seeing her when I'm here. I really do. I love seeing all my friends from everywhere, no matter where I'm at. But it's always kind of cool to be someplace and have somebody show up that you know and care about and that cares about you, and you know, it's pretty amazing. Got a lot of people walking the mall today, though. And let me zoom in. You can do the people watching thing. Oops, wrong way. There you go. Oh. Man, I don't even want to get up off the ground. Like, the National Mall kills me. I love it, but it kills me. I'm really glad, though, it dried. I cannot believe how much this dried out since yesterday. I'm so shocked, because yesterday there was so much water laying on the ground. That is not an okay way to hold that dog. It looked like he had him around the throat. I could have been wrong, but it just did not look good. A lot of runners out today. Where the heck did she park? Although I don't know which way she's coming either. So there's that. Man, ladies, I tell you. We got a lot of runners today. For real. A lot of shirtless runners. Hello, summertime. Think we were at the beach. I still don't know what that chicken is supposed to be. I don't really know that I even want to walk over there to find out, because it looks like chicken with, like, I don't know, something on its head. And I'm curious, but I'm not sure I'm that curious to, like, want to walk over and see it. Is that bad? Maybe not. I don't know. Oh. Cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers. Yeah, they kind of are forming an arch. You're right. A little bit. Like I said, it's actually, there's more people on the mall today than there were yesterday. For sure. But the weather's a lot nicer today, too. But I mean, like, for a weekday, I'm just kind of surprised to see the amount of people out and about, you know? All right. Put the backpack on. Backpack back on. I do not see Glory. I do not. I wonder where she parked at. Okay, let's see. Let's put you guys back to, like, the forward position. We're gonna get up first. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get up off the ground first. Holy bananas. Okay. Go in my back pocket. Okay, just readjusting, guys. My pants feel like they're falling down, and I got a belt on, but that's because I have these batteries. These batteries on the sides of me that are like an extra 15 pounds. I don't know. I don't know if they're really 15 pounds, but. Oh. Okay. We're upright. All right, let's see here. Glory, where you at, girl? Where you at? Where you at? I don't know. I don't see her though. All right, you guys are zoomed back out, so now you can see the entire mall. And again, I have from what I was being sent, it looks like we're going to be going that direction. Like I said, I'm just trying to wait for Glory, because I don't know exactly, like I said, exactly where she parked, because parking around here is always weird. But she did say she was on her way. See, I don't know if the performers were here last year or if they're here this year or what, because there is so much confusion between the 2025 and 2026 dates. And like I said, according to everything else, technically speaking, it should have been... Oh, there's Glory. I just spotted her. I see her. Glory, I see you. I'm like, she's got to be around here somewhere. Oh. All right. Uh-oh. What is it? Oh, I know. Well, I was like, she said she parked across from me. Which across from me?
I love seeing you.
I know, so excited. I was like,
God,
if
so
nothing,
good to see
I'm
you.
like, if nothing else, I get to see Glory.
I know, is that great? Sorry, I was eating 10 fish on the way down.
Oh, don't worry about it.
So,
Josh
I
was
asked people
telling
in
me
here, and they're like, they don't even know.
Well, Josh sent me an address she found.
Look, you guys.
Hi, everybody. She found an address that would put us just over this way.
All right, well, let's look.
So I was gonna say we could probably walk to the corner.
Oh, are you with USDA? We're looking for the farmer's market.
No, I'm not. I don't know where it is.
Nobody does. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you for the 250.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Yeah, we're just gonna. No, that's yeah.
Thanks, hi.
That's what I said. Like I'm
Big
looking.
flag on and everything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I just asked people that are employed by USDA.
I asked the ladies at the Smithsonian, and they didn't know either. Why are you telling me there's something foreign in there? There's nothing foreign in there. Stop beeping at
We
me.
have the same gimbal. Mine's been so good for years. It's starting to act up a little bit.
Oh
but
no,
I've
it was
had
my phone that
forever.
was beeping, not the gimbal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know.
The gimbal is good though. That was the right one to get.
Well, Stitch got this one for me.
I had gotten the 5. That's the 4. I had gotten the 5 when we were out in California.
Yeah?
And it was horrible. And I got that one. It's been good all these years.
Oh yeah, no, this thing's taken a real beating on all my trips, that's for sure.
Well, every now and again it acts up, but then it goes right back. So thank God for that.
I don't really have that. I've never really had any issues with mine, thankfully.
Right.
See, like that for me would be too much to try and hold and carry. My arm would get too tired. It's like freehanding a phone.
Are you all the farmer's market?
We are Special Olympics.
No, they're special. Yeah, no. She said hi earlier.
Are y'all vloggers? That's awesome. Yes. Yeah. Hey, we love our Special Olympics. And we love Special Olympics. You all are amazing. We love what you're doing. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah. So it's a point. My GPS said 0.2 miles that way. So I'm thinking if we cut this way and maybe go down, it's might be in between the two buildings. I don't know. But 1400.
But Mayor Bowser is not one of us.
No, I know. Listen,
If the whole thing wound up being a farce, I wouldn't put it past her.
No, I don't think so. I just don't see that being.
Or her girlfriend, wife. I think they're wife and wife.
Oh, I don't know. But
Not that matters, but
no, I mean realistically, like I said, I had seen it in the DC 250 stuff, right? Along with the carousel and all the others.
Yeah.
And yes, they had it last year, but I also confirmed that they had dates this year.
Right.
Because I double checked then. I mean, because the first one I went on, it was a 2025. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I put it on my calendar months ago. Like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
I had it on.
I was mapping out the whole summer.
I was, trying to do some of that too.
I looked at the same thing.
So, Independence right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we should hang a left. It should be on Independence.
Because here's the Department of Agriculture. But they said adjacent to it.
Well, listen.
This is all the.
Yeah, so if we, I guess, walk right in through here, because it should be somewhere between here and this.
Have you walked inside yet? I said you walk inside.
No, I have not gone inside yet. No.
Oh, okay.
My next, according to the next set of directions I had, was somewhere in here, but I don't know. Yeah, this. Right. But yeah, I don't.
This way then, because this is 14.
Yeah, but it would if it was supposed to be 14th and the headquarters, that would put us here. The second address Joss gave me was for kind of in the middle of the block here.
All right, let's keep going your way.
I don't know. I mean, because is there room in between the Smithsonian and the USDA building? I don't know.
Well, the interesting thing is they opened up the castle next to the Smithsonian.
Yes,
castle.
I was in there.
And you did go in there. Okay, I was gonna,
Yep.
I heard you saying that you had to have fun poking around. So
I
isn't that
did.
neat architecture?
Yes, but they have some really nice exhibits inside right now.
So I was wondering if they had just moved.
Yeah, see, look, this is not it. Like, there's the metro station.
Yeah.
So if anything, it should be like somewhere in this stretch, and I'm not seeing it.
Okay, well, make sure you go over and swarm Soup Mama. Make sure you go over and swarm Soup Mama and hit her like buttons. And then come back and make sure you hit mine.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta do
what
that.
It's all about. We gotta help each other out, right?
Amen.
Everybody trips out over this little umbrella. It's the funniest thing.
I love it, actually. I was like, man, I should get one.
I couldn't use my gimbal most of the summer because they wouldn't allow it in.
Right.
Which I know you ran into too.
Yeah.
And look at all this floodwater, y'all. I told you it rained like crazy.
Yeah, I was in it yesterday.
Yeah, that was nice. Huh?
That was,
Driving in.
I was walking it.
Oh, no.
I wasn't driving it. I was walking it.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
You must have gotten soaked.
Well, luckily I waited till later in the day. I was actually in my truck at the one metro station, and I recorded the thunderstorm that came through. My flags were blowing so hard it was rocking my truck.
God.
And I was like, woo, I'm glad I'm not outside right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
I did have to go through a couple of good ones, but nothing too bad.
But this is fine. We got Patriots. We're exploring Washington. We're on a mission in Washington, D.C. We're going to save our country and find this damn farmer's market. All in one afternoon.
Well,
Hey,
you know,
there.
honey, do you work here?
Do you know where the farmer's market is?
Yeah.
They said it was supposed to be adjacent to the USD.
Last year it's been on that corner, but I don't know if they're
This is supposed to be like the big national one like they had last year.
the farmer's market.
Yeah.
According to everything we've been reading, it was supposed to start today
Oh, okay.
and run till the
You're not
8th.
the only ones.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure it out because it said across from the USDA on the National Mall. There's nothing over there. Nothing.
It was a cool event.
So we just walked around the corner here. I'm like, well, the other address I have is in the middle of the block here, but I don't see it, so.
Yeah, it's not on that side. In past years, they would do it every Friday, but it would be on that corner.
Right, I remember that, but they haven't done that in a couple years. I think that's shut down. They're building something else. I don't know. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Regardless.
I have got to get this thing plugged back in.
As hot and humid as it is, can you imagine having to wear?
No, and I've been seeing so many of them.
It's so cool.
So many of them wearing them, and I'm like, wow, I couldn't do it.
Yep. Guys, the hijab and everything. I had to get gas on the way down here, and it was Dash, and it was all Muslim women working in full hijab, not the burqa, but the full hijab.
Yeah, I
all
can't.
black, and it was so humid inside that store.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is this telling me there's something in my port? There is nothing in my charging port. No, it's I don't know. I'm going to try the other cord in a second. I just got to unwrap it from around my person that way. And
okay, well, don't run out of battery. You know how that goes.
I've got a backup camera phone. These guys know.
I know you've got like phone. She's got a phone on her arm.
I've got two in my back pocket. One on the gimbal. It's all good.
Turn it in for money.
Listen, I have gotten to the point. Look at this.
Look at you. That's awesome. That's a cool setup.
Listen, girl, you get creative when you're doing all this all the time.
That's right.
I can't. I just can't. Like, the batteries are too much in the pockets.
We just like make it work, all of it, you know. And they wouldn't allow backpacks, so I started using this thing.
I have a clear purse for the clear purse stuff, and I have the backpack for the other stuff, and I have some other smaller gear bags.
It's a wet cloth.
Oh, cool! Thank you. Very sweet.
I got this from Amazon, and they sent like 15 of them. I was like, cool. So I've been handing
out. Thanks.
I've had one for you since all summer.
Well, you know, I haven't really seen you all summer, surprisingly.
The same places. So this is where they used to have the farmers market.
So this is where it used to be?
On Fridays. Not this one.
Not this one, but just in general, where they have this all fenced off now.
Yeah, but they're doing something.
That's what somebody was telling me. Something about this tunnel that it should be over here or whatever the other day normally.
No, I think it was the 9th Street tunnel where they had the fire inside of it.
Oh, I don't know. So Department of Ag, South Building. So I am not hallucinating. I am not hallucinating. This is a real thing.
And they said adjacent, and the only thing going is
David's tent.
Still, which is awesome, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with David's tent, but this is not...
Have you shown everybody the bleachers yet?
Go all the way down? No.
The bleachers are... It's 4 stories on 7.
I actually asked somebody what it was because I thought it was for the farmer's market initially. Right? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. And they're like, no, it's for the races. And I was like, what?
Right.
Yeah, I know, everybody. They're all like, where's the farmer's market? Well, I don't know.
Hi, Beverly and Doug. Okay, somebody look up on their computer.
Oh, but they already did in my chat. The only addresses it's supposed to be right here.
It was supposed to be the DC 250, which is, I guess, why we didn't see Robert F. Kennedy's secretary.
Right, we didn't see any of that. No, because it was a DC, like I said, DC 250. So
I am not a fan.
Well,
she made our lives a living hell on Freedom Corner. She really did.
I'm sure. I haven't had any real interactions with her. Yeah, the corn.
This is what they're talking about. This is so cool. This is actually like a
corn,
garden.
Potatoes. Yeah.
And shows you how to do. Did you guys walk all through here?
No, I didn't do that, but let's do it.
We're here. So I wonder if this is what they're calling the
People's Garden. Join, grow, and teach.
That's what they're calling it.
Oh yeah, because there's potatoes over here.
Oh look, eggplant.
Potatoes,
Growing.
It is. It's got some on it. Very nice.